After being separated at birth for 10 years, twin sisters who were adopted by different families finally meet. But when they see each other, their jaws drop because they look completely different. It turns out they have completely different personalities too. One is extremely shy and quiet, while the other is loud, proud, and good at everything. They decide to switch places and try to live each other's lives, but it doesn't go exactly as planned. Will they be able to adapt to each other's lifestyles? Let's find out. A long time ago in a small town, there lived a woman with her 2 baby daughters. She loved her children more than anything else in the world, but due to financial difficulties, she had to give one of the girls up for adoption. The woman cried as she rocked the babies and said, "I promise I will find you someday." Then she gave the baby in her arms to a couple who couldn't have children and named her Amanda. The other baby was given to another family, and the only thing the woman knew about them was that they called her Sarah. When the girls grew up, they always wondered about their biological parents and whether they had any siblings. Fate decided to bring the twins together again when they turned 21. Their adoptive parents decided to throw them a joint birthday party, which they both really liked. When the girls saw each other for the first time in 10 years, they couldn't believe it. They were so alike that at first glance you wouldn't have thought they were twins. Sarah was timid, shy, and not very talkative. That's why she didn't have many friends. And even though she was a very smart girl, she never realized her potential. Amanda was just the opposite. She was sociable, bold, and proficient in everything she did. All the boys liked her. She had many friends, and she never had problems of any kind. The girls talked for hours that day, realizing that they had a lot in common, including their birthday. At some point, they started talking about how difficult it was for them to grow up without knowing their parents or whether they had siblings. "I often think that somewhere out there's another girl who looks just like me and has the same birthday as me," Amanda suddenly said. "You know what? I think that's exactly me," Sarah replied with a smile. The girls were so happy to learn that they had a sister. They hugged tightly and promised to see each other more often. At some point they started talking about how different their lives would be if they were raised by the same parents. "I honestly don't know how my life would have turned out if we were raised together," Amanda admitted, "but I have a feeling that we would have been the best of friends." Sarah nodded in agreement. "I think so too. We're like 2 halves of the same whole." Then the idea popped into Amanda's head. "Why don't we try to find out?" she asked. "What do you mean? Let's switch places and try to live each other's lives." Sarah didn't really like this idea. She was scared to make a mistake. "Are you sure it's a good idea, Mandy?" "Of course it is. Don't worry, you'll be great at it," Amanda said, kissing her sister on the cheek. "Okay, let's do it. But I don't know how I'm going to manage your friends. I'm sure they won't accept me," Sarah whispered. "Don't worry, they will, you'll see," Amanda said with a smile. And so the next day, the sisters decided to switch places. When Amanda came to Sarah's house, her friends were really surprised. They liked Amanda, but they didn't think she would want to spend time with them. "Hey, you're Sarah's friend, right? I'm her sister. I just wanted to say hi," Amanda said with a smile. "Oh, nice to meet you. So you and Sarah look so much alike. I thought you were her at first glance. You can call me by my name." "Nice to meet you too. I'll call you later," Amanda said and went into Sarah's room. Amanda found it hard to understand why Sarah had chosen such a dull color scheme for her room. She should brighten it up a bit, add some posters and pictures. "It's so boring here," she thought. Amanda then went to Sarah's closet and found a bunch of old clothes. "Wow, she doesn't seem to have anything new here. I wonder where she gets all her clothes from." Amanda picked up a wrinkled dress and said to herself. Amanda also took a few things from Sarah's room and put them in her own room to remind her of her sister. The next day, Sarah came to Amanda's house. Her friends were glad to see her. but it was clear they preferred Amanda. "Where's Amanda? Is she coming today?" Sarah asked. "No, she won't be coming. She's busy with something," her friend replied vaguely. Sarah felt that they were hiding something from her, but she didn't ask any questions. She just smiled awkwardly and tried to look like she didn't care. As soon as Sarah's back was turned, Amanda's friends burst out laughing. "Why do you think she came?" one of them said. "I don't know. Maybe she wants to date someone from our group," another said with a smirk. At first, Sarah couldn't understand why everyone was laughing at her. Then she realized that they were laughing at her. Outwardly, she tried not to show her emotions, but inside she felt tears stinging her eyes. "It's okay, Sarah. Just get through today. After that, you'll be able to see Amanda again and tell her everything," her friend said softly, noticing Sarah's sadness. Sarah nodded silently. She really missed her sister. Over time, Sarah got used to Amanda's friends and even became friends with them. They liked her more than they liked Amanda. At first, Sarah had trouble with Amanda's teachers. They thought she was lazy and incapable, but Sarah managed to prove herself. She graduated from Amanda's classes successfully, which surprised everyone. At the end of the experiment, the sisters met again. "How was it? How did you handle my friends?" Amanda asked. "They seemed nice, but they preferred you to me," Sarah replied. "I guess they've known you longer. Well, how were my classes?" "Surprisingly, they were fun. I even graduated from them with honors," Sarah said with a smile. "That's my sister. You really surprised me, but I think I surprised you too." "Yeah, how so?" "I graduated from your courses with honors. You know, I've always liked to draw, but I was too afraid to enroll in art class. Your classmates said that you were the most talented artist in the group." "Really? Wow, I'm so happy for you, Sarah." "Thank you. But I'd be happier if you and I could switch places every now and then. I feel like I'm doing better at your courses than you are at mine." "Me too. I feel like I could be happier if we switched places." The girls looked at each other and realized that it was best for them to return to their own lives. They still had a lot to do together, but it was better to do it in their own places. "I agree. We're better off living our own lives. But we can visit each other from time to time," Amanda said. "Yeah, I think you're right. Hey, maybe we could even come to each other's houses for dinner sometimes," Sarah suggested. "That's a great idea. I'll ask my parents about it tonight, and we'll finally get to see each other more often," Amanda replied with a smile. Each of the girls returned to her old life, but she was no longer the same. Sarah became more confident, and thanks to Amanda's advice, she began to participate more in the life of her friend group. Amanda, in turn, after communicating with Sarah's family, realized that she needed to start taking her studies more seriously. Many years passed in this way. The sisters visited each other often. They supported each other in difficult times and were always happy for each other's successes. The girls learned to appreciate their lives the way they were and remained best friends until old age. Now watch another video.